Welcome this week to Cult of Collectors. I'm Low King Media, joined by Still Raising 4Ks and Charlie Cinematic Universe.
Hello,
and we
hello.
will be talking The Flash.
Yes.
Yes.
Flash.
What
Everybody's
day did
seen
you
it at
guys see
least
it?
once.
I saw it yesterday.
You saw it. Same here. So you and I both saw it yesterday. And Jody, when did you see
I
it?
saw it. I saw it Friday.
Oh, okay. So technically, when it officially came out, then
Basically, I
yeah,
think a lot of theaters were showing it Thursday night, but yeah,
yeah. Which I don't
Yeah.
understand. Is like if I can go and see it Thursday, what was the point? You know?
it started to be a thing. I forget when, but it started to be a thing. Like I think it started at midnight Thursdays, and then it kind of crept into like 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
and now it's just like full blown Thursday for some reason. But
like they actually used to be a private showing.
yeah, but now everything's like officially, but it's still officially Friday. But you can go see
Yeah.
it Thursday. So I don't understand what the hell they're doing.
Seems like some of the Lord of the Rings showing, they may have even showed them on Wednesday, midnight Wednesday for some reason. I might
Maybe.
be incorrect about that. I can't.
I think that used to be
That's-
the
that's-
original day.
That's been a long time ago now. Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, I remember because I used to work at a movie theater, and I had a friend at the time who was also working at a movie theater. They had private screenings, and they were midnight shows, and I believe they were Wednesdays.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Hello, chat. Hello.
Well,
So,
somebody.
who wants to kind of get going? I mean, I think we all kind of have a similar feeling about
Probably.
it. because-
Probably.
Well, I got.
Yeah.
Then I'll just ask a question, and then we all answer in our own way.
Okay.
The hype, was it worth it? Just yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, same here. No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go first. So for me, like when the movie first started, like the first maybe 10, 20-ish minutes, maybe, I did not like.
Yeah.
I did not like at all. I was like, really? Like baby shower as a pun?
Uh-huh.
You know? I was like, what the hell is this? You know, and then of course the lasso of truth where he says something about his sex life. I'm like, that was not even needed. You know?
Yeah.
But after that, you know, then I started to get more interested, of course, because at first I was almost tempted to just say, give me a refund because this is already starting off shitty. You know, I really was tempted. And that would have been my second time walking out on a movie because I just did a TikTok video where one of the guys named Jesse, he made a video where it says, what is a movie or movies you've walked out of like in the middle or even maybe close to the end, whatever it may be. And I replied with 2003 Hulk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but I was pretty tempted on The Flash. I really was. And then towards like the middle and everything, like I enjoyed the girl who actually played Supergirl. She didn't come off so whiny, so comedic or any of that kind of stuff. It was just more like, no, I'm serious about my shit. I'm going to beat your ass, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I got that from her. And yeah, I mean, other than that, Michael Keaton, I still enjoyed him in the movie, but when they first meet him, I was like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They I think I mentioned this on our last live because I think right around that time I don't know if it was a leak or whatever, but they posted a good portion of that kitchen scene. I couldn't take my eyes off his facial hair.
That's what I mean.
The whole thing just looked like they just threw it on him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I don't. Are you done? I think I might just go into it.
Go ahead. No, because I was going to mention CGI too.
That right there, like I went into this movie with the most open mind I possibly could, considering everything that we've been hearing.
Oh yeah.
Because we heard a lot, but then we also hear shit like, you know, freaking James Gunn himself. This is the greatest superhero movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what movie he watched because, and I honestly don't understand. You've got the budget, which is the most the most DC spent on any of their movies so far.
Yeah.
and you've got time.
Yeah,
because this thing not only was pushed, but there were reshoots and all sorts of. So you've got the two things that should have made this
and the behind the scenes drama.
Yeah, at least a beautiful movie. You've got time and you got a shit ton of money. Yeah. I don't know how anybody sat in a screening room before this movie was put out and said okay to 90% of that CGI. I don't know.
I would have said, what the hell?
I mean, and you could sell me if you didn't try to sell me the day of release, Mr. Director, that the CG, yeah, the CG when he's in the zone, you know, it looks just like if you go back to Man of Steel when he's watching the animation that like the ship projects to him.
Yeah.
It looks just like that. It looks just like that.
Yeah.
And you could have sold me on that if you would have said
PS2
something months ago. Yeah. And so let's just start from the start. You go in, the only good looking scene that jumped out at me was that first run. That first run looked cool.
Yeah.
But then you get to the whatever the hell you want to call it, where the building's falling, the babies are falling. The whole thing looked like 90s. It looks like 90s comic book movie.
Yeah.
Batman looked awful.
Yeah.
I think everybody was hoping that little snippet that they put out online of him riding the bike was like, maybe that was just early CG and they didn't finish it. I'm sitting there going, how have they not finished the CGI? It's going to look like that.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
There was just so many, like the story was there, but I kept getting sucked out of it by faces that didn't belong on faces.
Yeah.
CGI that was just shitty as hell.
Oh yeah.
And comic cues that didn't need to be there. Like it just didn't need to be there at all.
Exactly. My point. Exactly.
The only characters I enjoyed was Supergirl. I enjoyed Supergirl. Yes. I enjoyed the fact that that they didn't give her any comedic things. What's up, Mike? And you know, she had a mission and she was still on that mission even though she'd been in a hole, you know?
Yep.
But
I agree with that.
And I was happy to see Michael Keaton back as Batman.
I was too.
That was a badass fight sequence that they had him in. I thought that looked cool. But I still, even given how much he did, I felt like he was still a little bit underutilized.
Yeah,
I still wanted to see more Batman. I still wanted to see more Batman.
Not only that though, but like it seems like that they tried to mesh the realism of his, you know, old school fighting to like maybe Christopher Nolan's fighting technique. You know, the martial art part of it. Because Michael Keaton was no martial artist. He really wasn't. You know, he just did some kicks here and there and some certain punches, but maybe more wrestling, if anything.
Yeah.
You know, judo throws and stuff. But that's about it.
The biggest problem with that was the suit itself.
Exactly.
It was, they didn't have
he couldn't move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
But I mean, he couldn't have done that anyways. I'm sorry, Jody.
No, you're fine. I think I'm just more upset that the movie was there, but they fucked it up, and they fucked it up with things that should have been fixed.
I really liked it. Who said that?
He said, I really liked it. CG aside,
aside, and I get that because kind of like what I just said, the story was there.
Oh yeah,
everything was there, but there was just so many CGI moments that took me out of the story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't. I mean, honestly, the best part of this movie was the dog falling in slow motion at the end credits. That was the best part of this movie, y'all. That was the only part where I was dying laughing, and I hoped it kept going.
I just thought that was ridiculous too. I mean, it made me giggled, yes, but
it was. The longer it went on, I was like, "This is fucking funny. This is probably the best part of this movie."
What is that person saying?
Angel Enriquez said the CGI made the movie unenjoyable. The story they went with, I felt, would be better rather than making a movie where anything takes place in the past. I think it's lazy. You should have been modern.
I've seen better montages in older films than the way they did that CGI work in that little, I guess you could say, time capsule that he was in, where he's running back towards the time, like maybe a day or two, and finds out he can go all the way back. You know, I mean, I felt like they could have done that better. And the cameos, the little like surprise little cameos, even though they weren't really cameos.
I've seen better deep fakes on TikTok. Are you
That's
serious right now? You had a golden moment to bring us, as brief as it was, fucking Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
And it looked like a cartoon.
And the original Supergirl.
And the original Supergirl, right beside him.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking people on TikTok have apps on their phone that can deep fake better than that.
I know. And when they showed Nicolas Cage, oh my god.
Another. That could have been a beautiful, hilarious, and just
random.
Yeah. Nick Cage looked horrible. He looked horrible.
He did.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They did not do the work right.
He actually came in and like did the scan for that. Like,
really?
Why? Like he was on set. So, but
they
like,
could have just put him
exactly
in some kind of blue suit and got his actual face in there. You know.
Wow.
They could have,
like, actually have done the work.
Yeah.
It was just such a shit show.
Oh, yeah.
And the ending to me was just, I mean, that was, from what I've seen online, that was the that was the third ending that they filmed, because they kept changing shit.
Oh yeah. That
by them
just chatted right now made me laugh.
Well, the way it looks.
Oh yeah.
The way it looks to me is, instead of just giving my own whole opinion, I'll just break in here on your guys, because
go for it.
Oh no, go for it.
I need to stop, or I'm gonna throw something.
In my opinion, there was only probably half in the movie that they actually that was originally filmed that was used, and then all the stuff with like Keaton and all that stuff was added in like later on, because they realized they filmed just a crap movie, you know.
Very possible.
Somebody seen it and said, "This is horrible." There's no telling what existed before the reshoots.
Yeah,
because it was.
And we'll never know anything because of Batgirl being gone too.
Yeah,
you know, Brendan Fraser as that hornet creature thingy, whatever.
Yeah,
never get to see that. James Gunn, I'm going to say
it. Been a game changer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm going to say it right now. If any executive from Warner Brothers were to see this, you tell James Gunn he ruined it. I'm sorry, but he did.
Yeah, if you
and
can't,
Andy Muschietti too.
You can't convince me that ending wasn't a James Gunn idea.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, because they didn't have an ending, because the original ending was going to have Supergirl and Keaton back.
Yeah.
They scrapped that because of Batgirl, and then there was going to be an ending where it set up Cavill as Superman and more Ben Affleck Batman. They scrapped that.
I know. George Clooney back again.
Yeah, so why not just make a joke out of the ending?
Yeah.
What is this? You're making me read, John. What are you doing?
This is the box office.
Oh yeah. Let's look at this fucking disaster.
Well, if I find my cursor, there we go. Okay, let's see here. Okay, The Flash, it is 55.1 million.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's 41% below 2017's Justice League. 18% below Aquaman, 17% below Black Adam.
And you know what's funny is that the Rotten Tomatoes score, the audience score, is way up than the critic one.
I mean, I guess some people can get past the IG or the CGI and
there was one guy on TikTok,
the movie.
He straight up said he's watched it twice already.
I just can't see how you're okay with like half of the scenes where they're the two berries together. The face is wrong. I mean,
oh yeah,
who said that was okay? The whole thing just blows my mind on how this got passed and got actually put in theaters. I just don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing that I actually liked about it was, again, Supergirl. Yep. I'm going to honestly say it. I don't like Ezra Miller as a comedian type of actor. I actually prefer him to be in a little bit more of the serious types of roles, because when you see that moment with his mom and everything, knowing that he has to let her die, that was hard.
Yeah, that's why he was a good Flash in the Snyder movies.
Exactly.
Snyder let him be a little, all over the place, but he wasn't like, a goofball,
It's a perfect example was that Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
When he took over for the Justice League, you can tell that like that James Gunn and his they clash in some way, and that's why they tried to make it more funnier and stuff like that, more of an audience grabber. And it's like, but when the Snyder cut came, everybody enjoyed that way better.
Yeah.
Bring back Snyder. I'm going to say it. Bring back Snyder.
Don't start that shit here.
Oh, no. If there's a chance, there's a chance. I know that apparently Snyder and James have already talked, but, you never know.
Nah, James Gunn's got his own plan. He's already got the script of Superman's written. So,
no, yeah.
He's already moving past.
Too bad. Well, if WB has partnership with Netflix, technically they could.
Yeah. And
he could do his own Netflix.
I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked that they didn't have the Flash from the TV show make an appearance in some way.
Oh, that would have been cool.
I thought all that was just kind of just like playing off, because he was always like, "No, I'm not there." But that would have been great.
Yeah, definitely. So, John, what were your big?
That show's done great.
John, what were your big letdowns?
I couldn't stand two Flashes in there at the beginning. It was annoying. I mean, that was pretty annoying. Sorry, I was trying to look up actually the Flash's Rotten Tomato, because Rotten Tomatoes will do something a little nefarious with their rating system. They got like two, like for their for the audience score and the critic score.
Yeah,
they both got like preferred critics and a preferred audience. So a lot of times they'll be citing their preferred audience, which is basically hand-picked people. You especially see this with the Disney movies, and I'm trying to see if that's the case. If their preferred audience likes the movie, it's because what came out, I think it was the Little Mermaid, they were doing that really bad, because it was like the preferred critic score was low. It was like 55%, but the audience score was like 95%, but the actual audience score was only 55%.
I'm sorry, but that Little Mermaid thing, kind of going off the Flash at the moment, but no joke, because I have an Alexa, and I said play Disney music one day. Started playing the new songs that were from the live action, and I was just like, yeah, no. Like literally, I had to go skip. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here. Okay, here we go. I'll share this with you.
And they barely give like Henry Cavill, like a cameo without showing his face.
Okay. It keeps. What's it going to that for? Sorry.
No, it's all good.
It's changed some of the settings here, the way you share screen. Here.
Huh.
Here we go. Never mind. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Here's what it's got. It said all critics is 65%. And then this is verified audience is 85%. But let's see what all audience said. Well, 80%. That's not too far off. Top critics give it 51%.
Yeah.
So people were liking it, I guess.
Well, I know Hector did not.
No.
He told me straight up, because when he did his little story post of how he did not like it, and I chatted him up about it, and he told me that it was just crap for him, And then when I told him that I watched it, I said, well, I'm going to be honest. I did kind of walk out of the movie enjoying it, but I can see where he was upset with the movie. And basically everything we've talked about, I believe is what he was getting at. Like, that was bullshit. It could have been way, way better.
Yeah. Did you guys notice in the baby falling scene is, if I'm not crazy, wasn't there like lots and lots of babies that originally fell out the window and then he just saved like
there
6?
Was.
Because it looked like there was like 30
There
babies.
was like, more than what was on the table.
We might be wrong, but maybe this was a dark as hell movie. Started off with killing babies, y'all.
Let me get some of these super chats so we don't fall too far behind real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Angel said, personal favorite for me was George Clooney cameo at the end. Kind of explains how they have the recasting for the futures. I was kind of crazy they didn't have James Cavill. Why am I forgetting his name? Yeah, but
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Why they didn't stick him in there too? They did everybody else.
They technically did, but they didn't show his face.
Oh yeah, that's like in the. I didn't stay to the end.
Yeah, and what would have been cool, even though I know he can't physically do it, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Or even Christian Bale as a little joke. Like, I'm in the wrong universe,
I was a Scottish Geek guy. I was lucky enough to see a lot of Batgirl as they were filming it in Glasgow, Scotland. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well, that's the one that was that looked
Brendan Fraser
from what I've seen. Yeah. We may never know if it was. It was so bad that they basically said, we're going to burn all the copies of it.
Well, no, originally it was supposed to be streaming, and then they were actually having more faith in it because it was actually looking good for little tiny screen test stuff. And then when James took over, he looked at it and said, And then it's like, okay, well, Blue Beetle might be a blessing, honestly. That one might be a blessing. And I say maybe, yeah, because when you look at it, it actually looks like it's going to be a little bit more entertaining and kind of like, we already know it's going to be, yes, funny because you got George Lopez, stuff like that. But like this one's like, it's meant to be funny, but yet serious.
It looks more Guardians-ish. So
except for the Batman's they have to use Batman's a fascist. So right at the end. Get fucked.
Are you eating your Taco Bell?
Yeah. Okay, saw Brendan Fraser, or at least his stunt double in full on Firefly costume, at least.
Nice.
A version of it.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to movie sets or anything like that. I mean, if anybody remembers an early 2000s movie called The Time Machine, they filmed some of that in the next town over where I live. And,
there you go.
And Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. That was actually in, I want to say Woodlake, which is a couple towns over.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I grew up, they filmed an episode of Rescue 911 there. So
there you go.
That's cool though, because I loved
like
that show growing up. I know it was like tragic stories, but I was addicted to that show.
I don't think there's anything that actually took place in our town. I think that our town had a bridge that went over the Kentucky River, and it was like just a good setting for whatever they were using. But I don't think it was like a story that pertained to our town. It was just a setting they used.
Movies and shows do that all the time.
Oh, if you guys want to see a great Ezra Miller performance, check out We Need to Talk About Kevin.
We needed. You know what? I've heard that name. I've heard that title.
There's no doubt he's talented, but people his off-screen shenanigans are just. I mean, a lot of times you should be able to separate that out. But I could separate things like that out if they treated other people just as fairly, but they don't.
Yep.
You know, some people get canceled over doing a tweet, and like he's out like beating on women and keeping people hostage and
allegedly, because there's no actual evidence.
Well, there's evidence of them beating those women, that's for sure. Because he was arrested for it and he got violent with the police too. So he's on tape with that. So, but the other thing I don't know, but the kidnapping.
I mean, he has issues.
It's not kidnapping. He was like supposedly holding some people hostage in his house or their house or something. But
that part I don't believe.
He was supposed to be off getting better, quote unquote. But I mean, the brief videos that I saw of him on the red carpet
with his long ass hair,
he still just, to me, looks like he wasn't better. He was just being good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It looks like he may have gotten a little talking to. And it's like, listen, you need to be here because, well, you're the Flash and this is your movie. But
yeah,
don't try to pull any shit. Like,
I'd
be willing to bet he walked that red carpet and went right the fuck home. So he probably didn't even go into
take him out of the third Fantastic Beast. Didn't they take him out of that?
I didn't see that, so I don't know.
He was in that.
Was he in the third one?
I think he had already filmed it.
Huh?
Probably. Okay. Yeah.
I'm wanting to say.
I think it's Johnny Depp you're thinking about that got taken out.
They definitely took him out.
I know that, but I thought they took Ezra too.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Should go back with some deep fake technology and put it back in.
Angel said, Marvel is supposed to be funny. I wish DC would learn that they are supposed to be dark. There are R-rated movies that have succeeded. The darker, the serious DC movies would excel so much. It's way more accurate.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the plan. Was Zack Snyder?
I always felt like it's kind of the opposite, though. I thought Marvel was more the darker, more realistic comic book, than DC was kind of the more colorful comic book itself.
Well, not me.
When I was a kid, but
yeah, I mean back in the day, yeah, Superman was brighter, Batman was brighter, but when you got into probably the 90s, everything started to get a lot darker, especially when they killed Superman.
Well, I mean,
but that's where
the Watchmen really doesn't.
Yeah,
go ahead, John.
The Watchmen really doesn't live in the DC universe so much. It's kind of its own thing. It was just
true.
It was originally just a one-off book.
Yeah.
So, graphic
novel. Well, and a little short mini series on HBO Max, apparently, too.
Yeah.
And what's that comment?
What's your guys' opinions on whether the Flash follows on from Snyder or from, what does that say?
Snyder Cut or Joss
Snyder
Whedon
cut or the Joss cut?
Neither. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this is the end of all of that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's I think that's why they I don't know if it was originally they were going to use Flashpoint, but I think they kind of used parts of it so they can be like, well, we're just going to reset the whole thing. I think that's kind of the whole thought process behind it.
And I mean, he kind of did it, but back when they were originally saying that, this is going to reset the whole thing, it was supposed to end with Michael Keaton as our old Batman, a new Supergirl, and a Batgirl.
Yeah.
Well, they've nixed all that now. So they by ending this movie on a joke, they kind of left us all hanging. Like, so is Flash just like are we? So Flash is now in this timeline, and we're just letting him go.
Basically,
we're going to go focus on this new Superman, a new Batman, Blue Beetle.
Leaves a cliffhanger.
Nobody knows what the hell's going on with Aquaman 2. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Last I heard, it's fucking awful. But
I've heard the same thing.
Why is that? And by putting Aquaman in the in credit scene.
Drunk as shit.
Yeah. Like what are you trying to tell us? I don't know.
As far as Aquaman has issues, so does everybody else.
As far as Wonder Woman goes, I think she's about the only one that might. I think Gal Gadot's the only one going to stay around. I think they're going to keep her.
I don't know.
Disc Father just posted today on his Twitter that she is no longer going to be Wonder Woman. Supposedly. That's all I'm going to say. Supposedly.
Yeah. It's just like Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill could have been like the perfect Superman if they just done him right,
Man of Steel is actually one of my favorites, honestly. And I'm not the biggest Snyder fan either. I'm really not. But I loved that rendition. I really did.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the rendition. I like it as a movie, but I don't like that Superman. That's not Superman. That's too dark.
Well, what's Superman to you then?
Well, I mean, truth, justice, and the American way, and he was like kind of dark and kind of brooding, it's just not, that's just not Superman. He's supposed to be positive and,
well, it's what he was trying to do.
They were trying to put him in more of a real world.
I get that.
Yeah.
The Superman that in reality, they always had to constrain him to Earth and, kind of, and in reality, Superman could, you couldn't stop him. Nothing could stop him.
No. Yeah.
He's basically unstoppable. Except, I mean, and that Superman was kind of like that. They tried to do that a little bit, but it's just, I don't know. I just got lost in my thoughts.
Well, I mean, he didn't die until Doomsday got him.
But like as a movie, I did like Man of Steel. I liked the movie. I just didn't particularly like that version.
That version.
Yeah.
So you think he would have been better the way that Superman originally?
Yeah. I think the original Supermans were a better portrayal.
Like Christopher Reeve's version, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, Christopher... Okay, so Richard Donner, who did those
the first couple movies.
Yeah, but I was about to say that he kind of did it right, where... Yes, there were some serious moments, but there was lightheartedness to it as well. Like where you feel like, for like him and Lois or something like that. And then, little giddy moments or whatever that actually make you laugh or whatever, because Lois Lane was actually a nut in a way, but, but it was all around fun. And what is that one?
Yeah. We're a little behind there. He said, he's in the third Beast movie.
Oh,
the third.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that because I literally fell asleep during the second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't mind them. I like the Harry Potter movies better, but I didn't mind them.
I've only seen the first one, so.
Oh, really?
He said, Scottish Geek Guy says, Batfleck has a line in The Flash that directly references the Snyder Cut. Talks about events that only happened in the Snyder Cut, but not the Joss Cut. Okay, yeah.
Does he?
I personally didn't catch it. I wasn't paying attention, but I did hear somebody else reference that beforehand. But,
well, he didn't have his voice changer in this movie.
Yeah.
If you notice when he's talking to Wonder Woman and Barry, basically, he did not have that voice changer where it makes him sound very deeper, Yeah.
Well, it was daytime. He didn't need to be menacing there during the day. That's fine.
Apparently.
This was daytime Batman.
I know. Like, hi guys,
blue
how's it
suit
going?
Batman. Yeah. What do you think about them not crediting Ben Affleck in the credits? I thought that was some pretty shitty shit.
That's weird.
They didn't?
Nope. His name is not in the credits as Batman.
I don't know why, but I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw his name in the credits.
That was one of the big things people were pointing out. The opening night, they were like, well, what
I wonder
the fuck?
if his face. I wonder if his face was just CG. I wonder if they just had another actor stand in for him.
If his face was CG'd, but the rest of the movie looked like that, there's where all the money went.
Yeah. Well, did they show? I guess they showed his face once. Yeah, they did. That's right.
Yeah,
that one.
The one he was having. Yeah, he was.
That's kind of messed up, though. Unless Ben asked to not be credited.
Yeah, that's
there's talks he's going to sue him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Because according to like all like the what's the word I'm looking for? The actors, not guild, but whatever it is. It's like if your face is in a movie, you're supposed to be credited, and it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he had lines and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, they credited the judge for like one little tiny part.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was in 2 scenes.
Yeah. The Scottish Geek guy, I was thinking the same thing, but he said, would you use the voice changer when talking to fellow Justice League members? Who knows?
That's true.
He's Batman. Yeah, they know he's Batman, so, and Bruce Wayne, so.
Yeah. But still, he's in public.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was daytime.
Yeah.
Daytime Batman. Yeah, because his suit almost looked kind of blue and grayish a little bit.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to pay some homage to that look.
Oh, yeah. And I guess that new Brave and the Bold that they're going to do is going to be the same director.
I think, I don't know if he's officially signed on, but they've definitely tapped him to do it.
Well, I heard it was official.
Is it official now?
That's what I heard.
It might be shit. It's DC. Shit changes every day.
Especially daily.
Oh, yeah.
But this movie just did not win me over for effects, if anything.
Yeah, I thought I thought some of the sequence was all right, you know, like some of the fight sequences. I like when Batman took down the giant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
And
the Kryptonian. Yeah, the giant Kryptonian guy. Yeah. Because he looks like huge. He doesn't look so menacing in Dawn of Justice. He's not Dawn of Justice, but in Man of Steel. But
they definitely beefed him up.
Is Man of Steel? Is it Dawn of Justice, or is it Dawn of Justice? The
Dawn of Justice is the Batman v Superman.
Okay, yeah, Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that's true. But he doesn't look as menacing in that. But he looks gigantic. He would be like he was kind of scary, not having those kind of powers and that huge. He must have. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah.
And then hearing about Michael Shannon, who played Zod, actually called Zack Snyder for his blessing to do the movie.
Yeah, he said I wasn't going to do it if Zack didn't want me to.
Well, the thing was is that honestly, Michael Shannon did a really good job as Zod, you know, and to put him in some type of bright, you know, type of movie, you know, bright colors and all that, it just didn't seem like it fit.
Yeah,
especially with the CGI work.
It was. I mean, it was just. That whole thing with Zod was just kind of, I guess, it just felt like a background, even though it was a big battle and all this stuff. I don't know. I didn't feel any stakes.
I think what they should have done instead of having Zod, like even if they did get Supergirl, but you know, the other Barry, you know, becoming that weird creature, you know, like that would have been a cool fight to see, like something like that as the main villain. Yeah, you know.
That was just like it was like a tease and then a 2-minute reveal, let down, dead. I was just, it was like, I felt like that could have been a cooler story.
Oh,
you know, Barry trying to stop Barry, you know, something. But all that whole just reveal and everything happened and was over in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah. He's like, I recognize that scar. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah. Could have been a cool reveal if we would have just stretched it out.
But that would have been the perfect villain.
Yeah, the whole whatever realm they go to during while you're in you're faster in light speed, that realm it goes into was so convoluted. It was kind of stupid, you know.
Yeah, it was just all over.
I know what you guys talked about a little bit earlier, but I thought that was just silly how it was set. It was like this big auditorium.
Yeah, like a Roman Colosseum. That was weird. And then them making fun of Back to the Future, in my opinion, with the Eric Stoltz.
You know what? That right there was probably a good. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny because it was fucking clever. Because not everybody in the theater got that, but I was
got
laughing
it
about
for sure.
Yeah. I was hoping they were going to like actually, because there was some stuff filmed, so I was hoping they would have got permission and actually showed the scene where the film scene, and be like, what's going on here? You know,
that would have been
because
cool.
they could have done that, and it would have been kind of funny. They say, yeah, let's put the DVD on, and like that
just
scene.
to prove it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when we compare, like, say, the visual effects to, like, say, older effects and stuff like practical effects, I mean, like certain areas, yes, cool. But I would think that the practical effects are much better.
Yeah. Thanks for all your comments. Appreciate you stopping by.
Oh yeah, thank you. What are they?
Yeah, man.
Almost what?
Always good to see you.
Almost 1 a.m. here.
Almost 1 a.m. there.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
He always chimes in at freaking midnight his time. I swear to God.
Sorry, bro.
There's some dedication there.
Yeah, everybody's in the chat tonight too. I appreciate your comments. We always
that's cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, and especially if the person does confirm, maybe we will be chatting with a certain director to a certain movie that I won't say just yet, but yeah.
Yes.
Is that the placement of the poster behind you? Is that what that's for? Is that what you're doing there? Is that what you're doing there?
Not for that specific one, but a part of it.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
It is a hint. It's like, if anybody can guess, you don't get nothing.
I got nothing for
There's
you.
no prize.
There's no prize. And all the prizes are fixing to get packed up over here, so there's no prize.
But I did like Supergirl in this movie. I thought she was pretty good. I like the actress. She wasn't a Mary Sue, you know.
I hope
Superman can't really be a Mary Sue character, because she's going to be the most powerful person, being a Kryptonian, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I like the reference. I like how they kind of set that up, saying like, well, they did say they killed Clark, but I don't know if that was, I don't know if that was, because I thought they were going to try to set up like, well, somehow they went to separate universes, somehow like their ship traveled faster than light to Earth, so somehow it skewed into the different universe.
Very possible.
And she went to that particular Earth, and he went to the other Earth. That's what they were kind of saying, because they had sent her to protect him, to look after him, but she ended up on that Earth, and he ended up on our Earth.
Yeah.
616. No, that's a universe.
616.
and it was just I thought they could have done that better. I wish it had been, they said instead of supposedly killing him, then he was just like, he went to the wrong universe. Zod followed him to the wrong point, you know. It just, a lot of the comic book guys say that the only reason they do multiverses in the comic books is it's just kind of cheap. It's just easy to write. And now they're just and they're kind of using that in the movies now. And there's a lot of good stories to be told. There's a lot of I just want to see a good outer space movie. I want to see a good Green Lantern, a great Green Lantern movie. They can even do, if they, they want the diversity, they can do a great John Stewart Green Lantern, because he's a big Green Lantern.
Are they still planning a Green Lantern series on Max? Is that still a thing?
I'm not sure on that.
Or did they cancel that too?
I don't know.
It's very possible, but I don't.
I think that was going to be John Stewart was going to be the main Lantern in that.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, because it was supposed to be like a little series on HBO Max.
Yeah.
But haven't heard anything.
Yeah, ever since the Discovery merger.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Call it Max.
Yeah.
That was welcome to Max. It's like, well, which one? Cinemax? Skinemax? You know?
Ooh.
Yeah, after 9 o'clock, Skinemax.
Yeah, that kind of stuff don't matter to kids anymore. Like when I was growing up, that's all you had. You know, you didn't have the
yeah,
you didn't have the internet.
Nope.
But
No.
the kids now these days, they can get all access to anything they want unless hopefully their parents are locking that down pretty good. But
you have to.
Oh yeah, I mean,
sometimes it's not important. Do you
it's
have
funny
to
because
take
you
your
still have
phones
to
away
have
from
a
your kids,
subscription.
Jody? Well, and Charlie, you have a kid too, but do you have to take like when my grandmother, like some of my cousins are like, they're now they're in their late teens, early 20s, they're out of high school now, but like when they were, when my grandmother raised like 3 kids about the same age, and she said to take especially the girls, she had to take their cell phones at nighttime away from them and keep them in their room. So,
well, we've got a charging station in the kitchen. Everything goes there at night.
Yeah.
And my son, he does not even have a smartphone. He has a pay-as-you-go flip phone.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
Well, he can't do much other than like little tiny games that are like old school and learn how to text going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That's what we need to go back to. I used to be able to do that while driving, not even look at my phone. I could do a complete sentence, not even look down, just doing ABCs in my head. I was the master.
Hey, Cody,
that's right, kids. I'm old.
I got a good question for you. That Mars Attacks group buy thing, when is that supposed to come out again?
Oh shit. That come out is a weird question because that studio, like I'm still needing. They did a Nightmare on Elm Street box set.
Oh really?
That they've sent to their hub, their international hub.
Yeah.
I have still yet to get it. So it's one of those things, and I think, and so they have a Nightmare on Elm Street that I should be getting any time now. They have a Black Adam that started shipping yesterday.
And
then there's a Beetlejuice after that.
Oh, nice.
And then
I'm excited for Matilda coming, honestly, on the 4K.
I saw that. I think Mars Attacks
is that 4K Mars Attacks, or is it?
No.
Okay.
No, unfortunately not. It's just a crazy box set.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess a couple of his movies have come out on 4K, but not a lot. Like, especially, I like to see that. And yeah, I mean, Ed Wood's it's not anything. It would be special on 4K, but it'd be cool.
Well, I don't know. It's black and white. It could be.
It could be nice.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing 4K, especially with the older black and white movies, is you just get such a great audio cleanup on them. You know, some of the older audio tracks, even on DVD, are kind of mushy. You know, they really clean that stuff up, and it gives a good crisp good crisp black and white as well. But,
oh yeah,
definitely.
I mean, but when it comes to like movies coming out and everything, definitely
9 p.m. That's early.
Wait, what? 9 p.m. What?
Sorry.
Say growing up, I had to wait till 9 p.m. for HBO to get X-rated.
Oh,
like 9 p.m. That's
it was never
early.
Hardcore though.
No. Midnight Cinemax is where it was at, man.
Oh God, I mean, I remember being a kid, and you know, if you did not pay for certain cable or whatever, you did not have HBO. You had just local channels, basically. Yeah. So you still technically had to pay for some type of subscription, you know, to have HBO, to have Showtime and Stars and all those.
My mind got blown. It's probably been 3 or 4 years now. Arrow Video released this movie. I had this movie in my brain from when I was a kid. At one of those late night, I remember sleeping over at my friend's house, and this movie would come on late at night. It was the craziest. I thought it was a dream. I'd gone through my life. I was like, there's no way this movie's real. Frankenhooker. It's fucking Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
Oh, yes. And like Arrow Video did a release, and I was looking at it, and then I flipped it over, and I was like, oh my God. That's the movie I thought was a dream.
Oh, wow.
I watched that movie I don't know how many times as a kid, sleeping over my friend's house because they had Cinemax.
Almost a Mandela effect.
Oh my God, it's the weirdest fucking movie ever. I even, like, as soon as I found out, I texted my parents. I was like, listen, when I was a kid, I was over my friend's house. I was like, I finally figured out the movie. You're like,
I
Jody,
think
you're
that's
grounded.
what.
Like, I'm 40.
I think that's what your parents probably hope that you go over to other people's houses. And
Yeah,
that's probably
go over there and watch that shit.
Because a lot of friends would come to my house because some of my good friends growing up, their mom was their mom was really religious, and but we,
like
we had
being able to
Showtime
watch
and
The
stuff.
Simpsons or something.
No, not that religious, but just like she wouldn't definitely not allowed to watch like
anything skin related, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. So they used to, when they'd come up my house, that we would watch this stuff. I remember one on Showtime. It was funny. It was this scene where there was a guy in the bedroom, and he was with an Asian girl, and she had a tattoo of a butterfly on her butt. And she had a twin sister, and she would leave the room, and the other girl would come in, but the tattoo would be on the other butt cheek. So they kept switching back and forth, and my friends would always say the beautiful butterfly butt, the BBB.
That's funny.
I always remember that. and the thing is with those girls always in those movies, it's like they were always over the top, like, the silicone tits, they were just like,
right.
They were like, when you saw those, like because you didn't walk out on the street, you never saw girls like that. I mean, You see more girls like that now just because how people work out and how they kind of how they work out and tone them, how they do now, and more women have like augmented breasts and things, but these girls were like, you see them, you're like, oh, these are like they didn't look real, because they were so they're almost too hot, it's kind of weird because I almost like some normality in a girl, it's sometimes it's just like too Southern California, it's just too fake. And
well, I'm not in Southern, I'm in Central, so
you don't know nothing about that.
No, I don't.
JMX. Being in the mountain time zone, we got the benefit of things starting early.
Okay. I guess that's true.
Yeah. That is true. Excuse me.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know what? One thing I've noticed, Jody, is that you seem to have luck with your group buys and things you sell, but when I go and try, no one wants shit.
Group buys are okay. If I ever try to like sell something outright, I mean, I posted, was that day before yesterday or yesterday, about to follow my other IG account. Yes, because I started that because eBay, Mercari, they're all their percentages just got stupid. I can't. It's not even about me making money. It's about me being able to make back what I paid. I got to charge something stupid because they take a big percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So I started that, and so I posted because I'm going to be, while I'm packing for this move, I'm going to be setting aside shit that I really I don't necessarily need it anymore.
Yeah, I'm at that point with my collection too. That's why I'm going through it.
And so I'm going to utilize that, and hell, I think I had like, God, at least 30 people start following me over there.
Yeah. What does that say?
I'm hoping it'll.
Southern what? California.
It's got
Southern California.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, other than, I mean, I know mathematically it means less than minus. I'm in Southern California, but I know that's probably means something else. So
he's over there.
Sorry, I'm stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
The sound of silence.
When I was younger, I never wanted to be in the movies or necessarily. I always kind of maybe wanted to work behind the camera in the movies, but not.
Yeah.
I never want to have anything to do with the actual, Hollywood thing, But I always liked Southern California more for its grandeur and just. But now it's just like it's just too expensive to live there.
Well, and behind the scenes people get credited in the credits themselves. Yeah. Weird how Ben Affleck is taken out, I guess, but yet they can have the whole fucking crew.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying like everybody to do with him was taken out, like his makeup people, and like anybody to do with him even being in the movie what was not credited in the credits. It's just like it's like they forgot. I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, we filmed his part like 4 years ago. We probably should have put him in the movie though.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I was going to ask, did any of you guys see Transformers?
No,
I haven't, but I've heard it's good.
It's not.
I know. I
It's
think
not?
Hector liked it.
Oh, I've heard several times that people are well. I say good. People are liking it better than the past.
It was pretty
couple
boring.
Transformer movies.
It was boring. It's kind of the same old Transformers, and
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
I had
yeah,
my hopes up.
it's just didn't do a whole lot.
It's funny. That's one franchise that I mean, as much as you may not, care for it or anybody else watching.
Oh, I care for
I
it more than
actually enjoy it.
anybody. I've had Transformers, and I watched it on TV in 1983 and 4. I was watching it every day. I love Transformers, but it's just like I'm still gonna see the movie and rate it the way it is. I mean, it's boring. The beginning had it had some race baiting, and it was a lot race baiting. I don't necessarily care, but it had some stupid characters in there that made no sense. But then it, but it was just flat. I thought the movie was just flat. I don't care about that stuff at the beginning so much. They did have this horrible, like they had this one of the main characters like a black girl, and like she had a boss. She worked at a museum, and the boss was like the museum curator, and she was basically just like taking credit for everything the black person was supposedly doing. It was just like over the top, just cringe. And the thing was the character was kind of stupid. It was like you would never be a museum curator being this stupid and just being blatantly taking credit for stuff,
Yeah.
And obviously, so it was a little bit cringe. Some of the other stuff wasn't so bad, but it was just flat. I don't know. You had to go see it, and it just didn't. It was just.
I think the only thing that's going to save Transformers is to bring back Shia. So
the problem. But other than that, the human element's better. It's kind of the human element started getting better in Transformers whenever they brought on Mark Wahlberg. That whole group was a little bit better. It was slightly better. Sometimes a little over the top. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is Unicron really don't. It was cool that he's part of the plot, but he didn't really do nothing. He didn't really. Yeah. He never transforms into his robot form, like his actual big robot form. He just stays as a planet. And he really doesn't do anything.
He doesn't talk either?
No, he talks, but I mean, I'm saying as far as he just kind of comes down and starts, he's doing this like he's going to destroy the planet, but they, and then they somehow kind of make him leave at the end with like blowing up what's
go away.
It's like nothing, it just
go.
Stop it. I think I'd watch that movie, honestly.
Yeah. Angel said Transformers The Last Night was the first and only time I ever walked out of a movie. I didn't hate that one so bad.
Uh-oh.
Now, granted, I do like the way the Transformers look a little bit better now because they kind of resemble more of the first gen Transformers a little bit. They did switch Mirage out. They swapped Mirage for not Sideswap, Jazz, excuse me, the Porsche. They made Mirage the Porsche because Mirage is in the cartoon was the Formula One car.
Oh, okay.
And so they couldn't really, but there is an homage to that where they pay tribute to that later on. He likes flipping through different cars. He changes to the Lamborghini and then he changes to the F1 car. But there's little silly things in there. Like, Mirage is kind of one of the smaller robot. He's not as big as like Optimus Prime or like or some of the other guys. And for some reason, like he's generally like a small Porsche, like a 1980 or 1990 Porsche, or it took place in the 90s, like a 91, whatever.
Well, it's supposed to be a sequel to Bumblebee, so yeah.
But he's a Porsche, but there's another scene where they're trying to break into a certain area there in New York, but for some reason he transforms into a garbage truck. So now he's big, like a garbage truck, but he's normally small, and it kind of don't supposed to work that way. You kind of transform into something the size that your scale, your robot skeleton is.
Oh yeah,
you can't kind of morph. At least that's what's been set up in the previous movies.
You know what though? When it comes to like trying to make old cartoon shows into live action form, of course Transformers, but then G.I. Joe, that did not go well.
Oh, and can I do a spoiler? You guys care to hear a spoiler? Well, at the very end of the movie, like the extra credit scene was like the main character goes into a room where he's talking to a guy, and the guy offers him a job, and he hands him his card, and he flips it over, and it has G.I. Joe on it.
So oh my god, they're gonna combine them.
They're trying to
do
some kind of combine. Yeah, they're trying to do some kind of G.I. Joe.
Oh. Dude, it's right in front of us. They're setting up Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Barbie. I swear to God, it's gonna happen.
Barbie.
I'm gonna go see that movie. I think it looks very weird.
That trailer, I still have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I know.
I kind of wish I could do some acid and go see it. I think it'd be the best that way. That's
no shrooms.
Like the first teaser trailer, I was like, okay, it's a Barbie movie, but I'm like, but I know they go into real life.
Yeah,
so there's that. And then this extended trailer in front of Flash, I was still at the end of it. I'm like, I still have no idea what the hell's happening.
And to them, they're like, how the fuck is this Barbie toy real?
Yeah.
They do. They kind of make it sound like that.
Yeah. Honestly, though, just sideswipe. I can't really get on board with Ryan Gosling being a Ken doll. He looks too old to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even with his shirt off, I'm like, dude, you just look like a middle-aged man that works out. You don't look like a Ken doll. I don't. Why did they pick you?
Who would you pick?
I don't know, but like, I'm sure there's plenty of young, handsome men out there that are acting. I think somehow he signed on for this movie like 15 years ago, and they stumbled across that signature, and they're like, "Hey, man, you signed on for this." And he was like, "Shit."
Well, what about the guy who played Adam in Guardians?
No, he's too goofy. He's goofy as fuck. He's goofy in that movie. I didn't like that casting because he's just a goofy looking motherfucker. I don't care how straight he can play it. He can look menacing, I guess, but he's a goofy looking motherfucker.
It's Southern California. Surely shit they could have found somebody. It looks like Ken. I mean,
you would think.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
And even they got the dude that plays the Asian guy in the Barbie movie, but he's fucking Shang-Chi.
Oh,
he's in there as like Asian Ken. I'm like, dude, he's like in his 40s. What are y'all doing?
I know.
Oh,
maybe that's how they're really supposed to look.
I mean, the whole thing just
makes them look younger.
Maybe, I don't know. The whole thing feels like I mean, Margot is a good casting, I guess, but again, I'm shocked. I'm shocked they didn't try to find some 20-something-year-old. You know,
I agree. Somebody new.
I like the fact. Did you see where Amy Schumer came out and was like,
"Yes,"
she was like, I dropped out of the project because it wasn't feminist enough, and somebody made a meme was like the first decision made that actually save a movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, she was on board with it like 10 years ago or some bullshit. It was forever ago. She was going to be.
Oh yeah, movie. I think it was like even like either right like a little right before or right after the Suicide Squad, the first one.
Possibly.
There was one time she was sort of attractive enough to do it. She's definitely not Barbie. Maybe she was supposed to be like one of the slightly chubby Barbie or whatever.
Well, I think I saw an interview because there was like one movie where she like lost a bunch of weight to do it, and that's when they approached her, but they were like, you need to lose some more weight, and she was like, no, I don't want to. I didn't want to do this.
I'm not going to starve myself.
She just kind of gave him the finger and walked away.
Yeah, I can't put down my Twinkies.
Hell no.
That's funny.
Just got done eating my cheesy gordita crunches. You can't be tell me I gotta get in shape to be Ken.
She looked good for a while, you know, when she first kind of got big. She looked pretty good, you know. She was pretty attractive, and
yeah.
Then she decided I want to be a nasty feminazi, you know.
Still attractive to me, but oh well.
I'm looking around. Did anything come out other than Avatar?
What, this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, some stuff came out, but that's the biggest release.
Yeah, that's kind of what
I
was
actually,
thinking.
for some reason, I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and it says I'm not getting it till next week, so I have to wait another week to watch it. I didn't
got
try
the Steelbook, but it's downstairs.
I didn't try to go even try to find the Steelbook.
Well, I've been seeing people get their review copies from like Warner about Evil Dead Rise and what's the other one? There was another one. Can't remember. But there was 2 titles.
I didn't get that
Vacation.
one. I don't know.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Did that come out this week or is that next week?
Next week.
Okay. I did get this. You guys probably, I don't know if you saw the video or my text, but
I saw your. I saw it.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only person that ended up texting it. No way nobody didn't show this, but yeah, this was a pretty awesome inner slip cover.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still available?
I wouldn't doubt it if it is. But yeah, I mean, it's just
that might be one of those things.
Just a beautiful set, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really fawn over packaging much, but they always hit it out of the park with their slip
I like
covers.
Vinegar.
They got this like weird texture to their slip covers. They're thick and they're like
I really like it.
Their 4K work in general has actually gotten better too, because when I watched Sidekicks, I was actually kind of like, wow, this looks really good. Even Roadhouse, shit.
I want to watch Sidekicks, but I at least want to get my 14-year-old on board to watch it because I think he'll like it.
Oh, if he likes Karate Kid, I would hope he would like Sidekicks.
Right?
Does he like Karate Kid?
He likes Cobra Kai, so I mean,
hey, then it's perfect.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm really hoping.
I got several things here, but this came out this week. I just got this today. The Manchurian Candidate.
Oh, nice.
4K.
Oh, cool.
Kino Lorber.
I think I'm gonna probably start getting into the classics more, like because I know another Audrey Hepburn movie is coming to 4K, Roman Holiday.
Yeah, this is one I've not seen. It's just a World War II movie.
The
Bridges of Tokiri.
I'm not sure if I heard of that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. So, but it's got a pretty good cast: William Holden, Grace Kelly, Frederick March, and Mickey Rooney. So, should be interesting. Nice. I like World War II movies.
Mickey Rooney, wow.
Yeah,
I know who Mickey Rooney is.
I'll just run through some of the stuff. Got that Mafia Mama. I don't remember if I heard a whole lot about it, if it was good or bad, or. Obviously, I picked that up. I just picked up.
John Wick
4K,
4, yeah.
Just a regular 4K copy. Yeah. I thought that was a nice cover. I thought it was a good, clean looking cover.
They put out so many editions for that movie.
Yeah, they did.
It was just ridiculous.
They totally did.
I just got this in today too. This is something I ordered a while back, and it just came in. It's here in Loading, Las Vegas. I love that
nice
cover.
Wait, that's 4K?
Yep.
I forgot that was getting a 4K.
Yeah. I had the 4K come in for their my Starfighter. They did. I forgot I ordered that.
I like that they went with kind of the original book art, the Ralph Steadman book art. You know that stuff. So it was really cool.
Well, since I can't really buy much movies anymore, I mean, my girlfriend got the John Wick movie for me, but other than that, I don't have anything else. Yeah. But yeah, so anybody watching the stream, if you want to support, I do go to my Instagram.
On the premium side, I haven't opened this yet, but I got the Manta Lab release of Leon. Ooh,
nice. That's, cool. That's one of my favorite movies, actually.
One click. I love this movie, man. This is good. This is like the 4th edition I have, and then we got another one coming out from Zavvi. Their team up with Everything Blue. They got one coming out. I love that movie.
Oh yeah. I could definitely say it's one of my favorites, and Natalie Portman's very first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I picked this. This came in today as well. This is something it actually got delayed through Amazon, and then I was just gonna go kind of let it run out, but they turned around and shipped it anyways. And it's that Mexican Macabre.
It looks pretty. I remember seeing that advertised in the coming soon shit.
Yeah, 5 movies, indicated, you know, so it's enough. I just went ahead and got it. I probably should have. It wasn't too bad expensive for indicator. It was $50, but that's kind of cheap for indicator.
Yeah.
I don't know how interested I am about any of the movies, but I mean, I'm always up for exploring new movies, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I've been on like a Burt Reynolds. I have another one over. I forgot to. For some reason, I've been on a Burt Reynolds kick here lately. I picked up a couple of his Blu-rays. The End. I think both of these, The End.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
And Burt Reynolds directed this one, and he directed this one. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't direct this one. This is Hooper. This one.
Oh yeah.
Heard of. And I'm sorry, I have one of his other movies over there. He did direct, but I don't have it in my pile. So, but he directed a couple movies. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of funny once they get big enough stars. A lot of people. Somebody recently directed a movie that's on Hulu. What's Sofia Vergara?
Yeah.
You know, she directed some. It actually kind of looks interesting, but it's kind of I don't know what country it takes place in. It's like I don't know if it's Mexico or what. It's about kind of something about them developing some family or something, developing some kind of hot and spicy potato chip. It's like something like that, and it's
yeah. Is that the Flamin' Hot Cheeto movie that's coming?
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Is it the Flaming Hot Cheetos? I don't know if that's how it's played out in the movie, because I've just seen the preview. I haven't watched it yet, but
I'm pretty sure that's the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's called Flaming Hot or something like that. It's something like that.
It's about the guy that supposedly I never knew the backstory, but apparently he worked at Frito-Lay as like a janitor.
Yeah.
And came up with the mix to make the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. So,
yeah, I think that's
I didn't know
what
that,
it is. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that's what the story is. I'm probably going to check it out. I just wonder how much somebody like that actually directs a movie, how much they actually really much input they get into it.
Right.
I'm not saying she's dumb, but I'm just saying that she just don't. I don't know. I doubt she's dumb, but she has let her. There was one. She was on one of the award shows several years ago, probably 5-6 years ago. She was on like the Emmys or something like that, or Emmys or the Oscars. But she was they brought her out. You know, she's like super hot too. You know, she's like big booty Latina kind of situation, and she's Colombian actually, isn't she? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
something like that. She's very hard to understand.
And they had like a turning wheel on the stage, or like a rotating platform on the stage, like a little small one. She got him stand on it and rotated around, like so the audience could see. It was just weird, like, and they were doing some kind of little monologue to it or something. It was weird. Well, are you planning on seeing anything this week? Sorry, I never did read Angel's question there. Any of you happen to watch Skinamarink? Yeah. Horror movie that came out not too long ago. Easily, because I didn't see it for sure.
I don't even know if I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Skinamarink. I like the name. I know I haven't seen it. I don't even know if I remember seeing anything about it.
Angel says Flaming Hot actually wasn't too bad of a movie. Yeah,
it came out already?
Yeah, I like Bioptics anyway, so.
Yeah.
Myself. Big George is a good one whenever it comes out. I think it'll be out soon on
Charlie.
Big George Foreman.
You ever seen the horror movie Skinamarink?
No.
All right. Apparently, it's the worst movie ever. So.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's funny because the only thing I remember was like that skinamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skinamarink-a-doo. You know,
maybe that's what he sings when he's murdering people.
Skinamarink-a-dink, skinamarink-a-doo. You know.
I'm sold so far. So far, I want to see it. I don't know why it's the worst movie ever.
Well, okay, like the movie called Lights Out. You ever seen that one?
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay, so
I know that title.
It's so it's the same guy, James Wan, who did Saw, the first Conjuring. He did Lights Out, and basically, you can only get messed with if you're actually in the dark. Basically.
Okay.
So in other words, you have to stay in the light. You can't be any type of shadow, no nothing.
I remember this trailer. I don't know if I saw the movie though. No good?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It's so weird with horror movies for me. I just kind of checked after my teenage years. I just kind of checked out of them. I don't know why. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that look good. I just don't have any interest in really watching them as much. I don't have any problem with them. I think they're, a lot of them are good movies. It's just.
Well, I've noticed that my taste buds towards movies have changed a little bit too, because I made a video about this the other day on TikTok, and I think I put it on Instagram too. It was where talking about purging my collection, and showed an example of why, which was the remake of Hills Have Eyes. And just thinking about it, I was like, do I even really want this movie? Am I even really into this type? And I was just like, no, I'm not. So that's what made me think to go through my collection and say, is it worth it to have? No. That kind of thing.
Angel said there's no murder in the movie. Came out a few months ago. Nothing happens. It's found footage, and the entire movie, random shots of chair and a TV in a dark house. Super random, super dumb.
What a waste of a great title, though.
Yeah. That Skinamarink, what you're talking about? Yeah.
Skinamarink.
Yeah. Skinamarink.
Yeah, the lost footage thing, it's only really going to work a couple times. It's kind of one of those things that after you see it once.
I feel like they have the right idea. They're just not doing it correctly in a way.
But I have a found footage movie from the 80s, and it's a UFO found footage movie that
really
was passed around. People passed it around as legitimate UFO stuff, but it's actually a movie, and I have a copy of it over here. I think Arrow put it out. Arrow, I'm
wondering if it's what I've seen, because I remember there was something that people would actually talk about as a real story, like it really happened. Was it about a family?
Yeah, it's like a family in a house, and like they see a light fly over whenever they're in the house, and then they start hearing things outside, and eventually the people go out trying to figure out what's going on, and they walk up to the UFO landed, and then they run away from it, and there's kind of aliens coming to kind of trying to attack the house, and
don't you see them in the house too?
Yeah, I think you do a little bit. No, I don't know if they actually get in the house. They eventually, I think, kind of subdue one or shoot one or something. Let me go find it over here, and I'll show you.
Okay, because there's something that sounds it sounds familiar, because there was a video on YouTube that I had watched about a family apparently who was being basically harassed by the aliens, basically, and that they were coming to basically abduct them.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, it's not that one. Hang on just a second. I can't remember where it's at exactly. It's down below here.
It's in a massive room somewhere.
Needle in a haystack. No.
Man, if this this new house that we're looking at works out, I'm going to be able to put a whole nother shelf this size on another wall. It's going to be amazing.
Nice.
Fingers
so
crossed.
No poster art then.
Not in that room. No, I think if I do that, both the main walls are going to be taken up. So yeah, that's going to be it's going to be slim for art.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting because there's a lot in this room for sure.
And throughout your house, apparently.
Oh, yeah, the living room's the worst.
Well, when you made your little video about the Flash, you were like right up here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's I'm gonna miss that. That the living room's got a big, it's vaulted ceiling action happening, and I put pictures everywhere. But that's not going to be an option at the new place. So it's gonna that part's going to be interesting.
You need to find a place with a big ass basement.
I thought I found one. It was an older house, but we went and looked at it, and we wouldn't have been gaining anything.
No.
Honestly, even with the basement, just would have been all of this stuff.
Yeah.
In a basement, but yeah,
Actually
basements are hard to come by around here.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's the McPherson tape.
McPherson. Okay.
Here's the tape.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who actually put it out?
This is AGF.
AGF. Huh.
AGFA.
McPherson.
AGFA. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to remember that when we get off.
The uncut video footage from the Northwoods, Connecticut UFO case 77. It's not real, but they try to make it like it's real. It's
right.
It was seriously made as a film, but it got passed around. I think I remember seeing it like a long time ago, like being passed off as real UFO footage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah.
Because if I can find the one I'm talking about and it's not the same thing, I'll show you.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
another
want to thank
comment.
you guys real quick for answering my questions, responding to me, comments. Yeah, anytime.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we love.
We're trying to get
interaction.
better at that in general.
Yeah, we want more. We need more comments from everybody. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forget stuff, and I'm bad about forgetting things, and it's nice to be helped along sometimes.
It keeps the show rolling for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely does, because I feel like everything that we did and did not like about the Flash, I think we basically brought it all up. I mean, unless anybody forgot anything.
Yeah, mine.
I'm sure I did.
kind of went blank on everything once we got started. It's just this movie was. Yeah, that's just like I said the other day. It's like half boring and kind of half just It's like it just felt like cobbled together. Really, the movie.
Yeah, for something that's been able to been worked on for this long.
Like since before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
It's actually been in production longer than that. It's like technically been in production since like 14, I believe, but not like shooting production, just
a lot of things like I think just writing the script took freaking a decade. I think it's like nobody could get on board.
It was probably like multiple stories, different writers and stuff like that, right?
I think somebody said it went through 6 or 7 writers.
Damn, it was something.
I know the Crow reboot, was going through a lot of actors themselves. I'm surprised that it even says that the movie's done and stuff like that, that it's just basically getting put together now. Yeah, but there's no update.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an update in months. There's nothing.
If they're smart, they'll sit on it and drop a teaser trailer around Halloween.
Maybe. That'd be kind of cool if they do. I mean, like, I want to see what their plan is with this movie.
Yeah, I don't know what Disney's going to do. Like, I don't know. They just keep having bomb after bomb after bomb.
Yeah, Ant-Man was a bomb.
Well, the Elemental came out this weekend, and that's
that one too.
That's a Pixar movie. 29.5 million. That's what it did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What was their budget? Does it say?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can probably find it on their Wikipedia. Usually that'll tell you.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I know with Disney lately, it's just, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Disney, but I think the Disney that I enjoy is actually more of the old stuff than it is, say, newer. It's very rare to get me to like something new now.
Okay, let's see here. Production. Well, like basically everybody's gone at Pixar. Like all the John Lasseter and stuff. He got caught up in some kind of supposedly harassing women thing, and they fired him. And he's like person who's basically behind all their great movies. Like,
is he the one who was the voice of Crush from Nemo?
I'm not sure if he did a voice or not, but he was the head of all the animation and everything. He was basically the head guy.
He was like
blonde hair glasses.
He was like Pixar's
Disney. Yeah.
He was like Pixar's Kevin Feige, pretty much.
If it's who I'm thinking it is, then yeah, then he is the voice of Crush. The hey dudes,
I'm pretty sure he was always in a Hawaiian themed shirt.
Yeah, like and that was he was blonde hair and glasses.
Kind of like how Kevin Feige always wearing a cap. This guy always had Hawaiian themed shirt on. Every time I saw.
Well, and then there's another behind the scenes guy that does some voice work too, and he's the voice of I'm watching you, Wazowski. That character. In Monsters Inc.
That's a woman, isn't it?
No, that's a guy.
I thought that was What's-Her-Face. Or did he just base it off of What's-Her-Face?
Could have been, but I know that it was a guy because there was a behind the scenes where he's doing the voice on a Disney Channel years ago. Because, I mean, hell, if I'm able to do the voice, that just tells you.
It's you got to be kidding me. It says around 175 million
to make it.
Yeah, that's
for Elemental.
Yeah, that's what Google says. Elemental is a new anime move from Disney Pixar. The budget for the movie is not officially disclosed, but is estimated to be around 175 million based on the budget of recent Pixar movies. However, some sources claim the budget was much lower, around 50-60 million. Mm-hmm. The movie may face difficulties making back its budget due to the pandemic. See, the thing is what they don't, that's just the production budget. They don't factor in the budget they use to their marketing budget.
The marketing budget.
The marketing budget can almost be as much as the movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just crazy. Even at 50-60 million, it's going to be hard to break even. It's 50. They got it on here. It's like 33.3 million is what it grossed, and I guess that's probably must be including maybe yesterday or something like Monday or something like that. 3 days.
And like Super Bowl with their ads, I mean, crap, they run up to be $1 million per frickin' ad.
Yeah, but it said the worldwide take was only 55 million. That's worldwide. And usually your international where you make a lot of money. And I watched a review on it today. I haven't seen it myself, but the person who's seen it was just like, he said it was just weird. He said it just had weird stuff in it. It wasn't necessarily just like full of, ideology or anything like it. It just had weird things. They said the male character is completely unlockable because he's just like a feminized man. He's not really a man. He's just extremely feminine and really emotional all the time. You're introduced to him in the movie with him crying. It's just like, and people don't want to see that. And that's what Hollywood's been doing that for a while with guys. They're just ultra feminizing men. It's just women don't want to see that, and men don't want to see that.
No. I mean, it's not something personal, but it's just more of like, it's not needed kind of thing. Like, not every movie has to have some type of love story. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a love story.
Yeah.
I mean, like, drama and romance for sure, but I mean, anything else, no.
Yeah. gay men don't want to see weak men. You know, I don't. That's the problem with Disney, especially. They're trying to market to such a minute audience that just don't really exist. They're not the paying customers. You got to market for everybody. You can't market for just a certain demographic of people that don't want to spend money to see your movie in the first place.
Well, Batman Returns had that issue. Remember with their marketing, because as much as they were trying to get kids to come to McDonald's and do all this, the movie was darker than I guess it was supposed to be anticipated for kids to even go see it. Kind of like it was just a cluster itself too. Even though Batman Returns is a good movie, is a fun movie.
Yeah, Batman Returns is I had to watch again. It's pretty good, but when I go back and watch it, it's a little cheesy too.
It's very campy. It's very Tim Burton-y,
more so than the first movie. There's nothing. It's not bad. It's just like it's just not. No. It's not the same. It's not as good as the first movie. To me, it's not.
It's not as good, but it's still good.
Yeah, it was better than. Well, it's better than Clooney's Batman movie for sure. Batman Forever. If you go back and watch Batman Forever, it's a little cheesy too, but they were what they are.
I think Batman Forever was the Two-Face Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
And then Batman and Robin was Arnold and them. Yeah. So, Val Kilmer, I enjoyed him because I've always liked Val Kilmer. I always have. And when he was the new Batman, I was like, not sure how to feel about it because I know his type of roles that he does as it is, Yeah. And most people say that he was actually more accurate to comic books compared.
Yeah. Well, and plus he jumped on based on its original script.
Yeah.
Which apparently there is there's a cut of that out. That they're trying to push to get released, but the original script was a much more in-depth, heady look at Bruce Wayne being Batman, and that's what kind of like drew him in.
The psychological part of him,
yeah. And then at the final cut of it, he was just like, I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not what I did,
Yeah.
Like they cut out a bunch of shit that I did that I was pretty proud of.
Yeah. Well, like that Ayer cut, apparently, for the Suicide Squad Ayer cut, apparently there's that one that's out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me of how many movies that are like that with the comic book movies. Now, when it comes to Marvel, I would say the ones that I like the most would definitely be Doctor Strange. I love the first Doctor Strange. I definitely enjoy Infinity War, because that was pretty damn accurate almost to the comic books. Almost. They did take certain things out, but for the most part, it was pretty accurate. And then what would be another
lot out, but it was pretty good. It was enough. See, the biggest thing about that is they never brought in Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock is like a big component of the Infinity Wars. And
I from what I've heard about Guardians 3 is that they kind of underplayed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they stated it in the film that they pulled him out too soon. He wasn't done. So
really,
you got an unfinished or unfully cooked Adam Warlock.
Yeah, because when they first talked about him,
and the Silver Surfer plays a role too in it.
Oh yeah.
See, the Silver Surfer, like he's kind of the messenger telling that Thanos is coming to Earth. Where the Hulk gets blasted back to Earth, and that's the Silver Surfer kind of in that role. But I think Silver Surfer just comes on his own accords to Earth, warn Earth, but that's kind of swapped out. And there's so many great characters in Marvel that would have great movies done correctly, and they just don't.
I agree with that. No, I definitely agree with that. Like Silver Surfer alone would be an awesome movie to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we got Lawrence Fishburne doing the voice of him back in the other Fantastic Four movie. But
they just don't have the writers to do it anymore. They just don't understand it
because of that damn strike.
Yeah, well, not the strike, before the strike. They just, I think a lot of it goes back to, like I've talked about before, it's just they're stretched so thin these days. I think, and it's a lot of it's got to do with this diversity and inclusion hiring practices they've got, which has definitely came out in different articles now. There's people actually coming out and speaking about it, how they have to have certain people in certain roles to, in all facets of the production now. So they're just putting people in there that don't have any experience. And I want people to get experience, and I don't have any problem with, having different people making movies, but the people that are writing and doing this, they don't have any talent to do it. They don't have experience to do it. And it's kind of just the studio system we have today. Of course we do have places like, a lot of it, I guess some people say the problem is we do have Netflix, and Netflix just lets directors do whatever the kind of hell they want to.
Yeah.
So they don't, and it's kind of a bad thing. 'Cause that's why we're getting all these like long ass movies. They don't know when to cut the movies in proper places.
I agree with that.
And instead of having a proper like B movie unit, like in Hollywood used to have back in the day, where you had like almost a training ground for future filmmakers in all aspects, from writers, directors, production, all aspects of production, people behind the camera, in front of the camera. It was a training ground for this, and professional training ground, not like indie movie training ground, which indie movies are great, but sometimes they're not the best put together. But what it did was it would give a producer and a director a budget. Might be a small budget, but you got to bring this movie in on time and on budget, and you got to work with what you got. So, and it allows them to kind of slowly ramp up their talent and makes them make a better movie for a cheaper cost, or make a better movie in a smaller setting. And
as an example, The Crow, because remember when he died, they had to have extra money to be able to do what they had to do. Yeah, and that turned out good, even though it wasn't their original plan, of course, but
Yeah, absolutely. And we just don't have that anymore, because we do have, the problem with Netflix stuff, they just throw money at projects, and just like, and sometimes you get something really good. You get like what was the war movie? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on it. It came out this past year.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm forgetting it. But you have movies like that.
Well, I remember, growing up,
Quiet on the Western
Yes.
Front.
Yes,
Was that it?
yes.
Oh, okay. But whenever they would say, like how you had that Vinegar Syndrome of Showgirls.
Yeah.
I remember there would be one that said director's cut, and it's one of those okay, how long is the director's cut? Maybe by 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what is this awesome cut that you guys were talking about, with these other movies, like why a 4-hour movie? If you're going to do something like that, break it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the point I was going to make earlier, is that they, and I went blank on it, but they're just making too many movies. So many movies so many movies here lately have been, I kind of went blank on I thought I had a minute ago, but there's so many movies I've seen that just seem kind of thrown together. Like the movie, me and Mike talked about it on the other show a while back, but like Licorice Pizza was one of them. I love Paul Thomas Anderson, the director, but I felt like it was such a segmented movie. It just felt like things didn't go together, even though it was a cohesive storyline. It just wasn't, the way it was put together just didn't feel very cohesive. It was just really, it just felt it was different little short stories put together.
Well, it makes you wonder, because of course with directors and writers, like the same guy who directed The Crow, Alex Proyas, was the same guy who directed Battlefield Earth, the alien looking version of John Travolta.
Yes.
He directed that movie, and I think he also directed Dark City. Dark City was good, though.
Dark City was good. I like Dark City.
Yeah.
That one was good, but Battlefield Earth people did not like, and me being a kid, I was like, well, I fucking love it, you know, so didn't matter to me because I'm a kid, but
yeah.
But just like that difference of director and writer kind of thing, to where you go something that pretty much is just about a masterpiece, and then to something like Battlefield Earth, where to me it's fun and everything, but it's not up to its best, you know?
Oh, what I was thinking about earlier is they, you were talking earlier about how, like, in Batman Forever, how he shot all these scenes and stuff and thought they were shooting a different movie. Well, that's the movie the director probably wanted.
Yes.
But the studio got a hold of it and they're like, we don't want this.
Yeah.
And they cut it the way they wanted it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of times that's how, you know, it's how it is, how it was and how it is till to today. Like they, you know, they shoot the scenes and they, like, the director may put together his cuts like during the production and put together like the early cuts of the movie, but
Kevin Smith has free range on his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he produces all of his stuff pretty much anymore. So I mean,
but he does have to get, like, you know, the promotional stuff through, like, which I think is Warner Brothers actually.
Yeah, I mean, some directors do, obviously, like Quentin Tarantino. I'm sure he has final cut on his movies, obviously, on his movies, and Scorsese obviously probably has final cut. There's some of the big directors. Like, yeah. I'm really excited for Asteroid City to come out this week, and I'm sure Wes Anderson gets final cut, you know, with his movies. So,
well, Mel Gibson, I feel like, got his final cuts too.
Yeah, people do, but like a lower end, well, and sometimes they don't. Like, see, that's the thing about Apocalypse Now that kind of gets on my nerves when people say, "Well, I don't like the Redux version." The Redux version is the movie. That's what Francis Ford. That was the first cut of that was the original cut of the movie. That's what he turned in. That's what he wanted to be the movie. And the studio said, "We're not making a 3-hour-long movie. You got to cut it down to 2:30 or whatever it is." The original, the final theatrical cut was. So they cut out all that, the French stuff where they go to the French, the French place on the river there.
Well, it's funny when you don't know a runtime of a movie and you're automatically hooked right away. Sometimes you don't even pay attention and you think it's shorter when really it's like a long movie. Example, Dances with Wolves, because that was a really long movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the movie enough to where it doesn't feel like it's that long. It feels like maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, a well-paced movie. I was talking to my friend after the movie the other day, and he was talking about something. We were talking about something. We were talking about something being 3 hours. Like I think Oppenheimer. I was saying that's a 3-hour movie now. You know, and,
isn't Titanic 3 hours?
Yeah, there's something around there. But as long as it's paced all right, you can't pay attention to it. As long as
you don't feel it.
Well, yeah,
yes,
but you feel it if it's not. An hour and a half long movie will feel like 3 hours if it's not paced.
Oh yeah,
if it's slow, or it's just a slow. Some movies are just slow movies. You know, there's drama, so it's all dramatic scenes. You know, there isn't any action in it. You know, this movie's going to be slow.
Like Godfather, as an example, I like Godfather. It's well paced. It's a good story. People need to understand, like, especially younger generation, people that call themselves like Gen Z or whatever. Anyway, it's a good movie. It's a good story. It's not about the action. It's more about the actual story. So,
yeah.
I feel like good stories, that's what Martin Scorsese was there for, was good stories, and other directors like him. Like Steven Spielberg, don't get me wrong, he is a good storyteller, but he's a better visionary.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I can see that.
That's my take on that part.
I think, in a way, George Lucas is the same way, because, like, to me, a lot of people probably get mad as hell saying this, but I think his best. Well, the THX 1136 or 1138 is really good. His essentially his student film, but got remade into an actual theatrical release.
Yeah,
and but I think his best movie is American Graffiti. As far as terms of directing, I'm not saying it's the best.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best movie in terms of
storytelling.
Well,
like writing,
no, storytelling. No, it just in terms of originality. You know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's in terms of originality. It wasn't the best movie ever, but it's like one of my favorites just because it's simple. You know, it's not. It's a simple story that's told, and it's not. Justin Riggins is in the chat there.
Oh, is he?
But, Justin has chimed in.
Justin.
But obviously, Star Wars is an amazing movie. But a lot of the reason Star Wars is so good is because his ex-wife, or his wife at the time, his ex-wife, it was like a mess until her and another guy came in and had to recut it because all of his cuts just wouldn't work. But they came in and recut the movie, and it really, I'm not saying that what he did wasn't great. I'm just saying that like it took another layer to make the movie great, plus the soundtrack, and then the special effects came on board. I mean, it was really a group effort to make that movie great. But then you kind of see he goes on to make the sequel trilogy, and directing isn't really his strong suit. Because he directed all three of those movies, and it's just like
episode 1, 2, and 3.
I think the reason he got decent performances out of in first Star Wars, New Hope, why he got such good performances, because I mean Harrison Ford's a good actor. Mark Hamill, not so much, and and I mean he's a fine, but they were young actors at the time. Is what I'm saying, and they were kind of new. They were easy to work with. So you skip forward 2 decades to the prequel trilogy, and he has basically all these really professional actors, and it's just like you don't know how to direct them. And 2, he hasn't been, instead of directing movies over the years, he did nothing but set up companies basically.
Yeah.
And instead of directing a movie here and there and getting better at it, he just kind of quit directing movies. But they were great ideas. But I wish he would have had other people direct the prequel trilogy. Like supposedly Spielberg was supposed to direct the final installment.
That was a rumor I heard too.
Yeah.
Because J.J. Abrams was the one who brought it back. And then the one after that was a different director, and then the third one was JJ again. Like the last 3.
No, I'm talking about the prequel trilogy.
Oh, I know. I was just saying, basically in comparison, that if George would have done like what they did with the last 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like where they do change directors and different visionaries and stuff like that. Like honestly, Alex Proyas with his dark vision, he would have done a good one in my opinion.
Who?
Alex Proyas. He's the director of The Crow and Battlefield Earth and Dark City.
Yeah. Well, they needed somebody different than JJ. I mean, I don't know. He's kind of.
I like JJ. I like Super 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the ruiner of franchises now. Like his company's basically ruined Star Trek. It's nothing.
Star Trek?
Star Trek, yeah. The Star Trek movies. JJ directed the Star Trek movies, or at least the first couple, I think.
Oh, that's right. He did direct that one.
They're fun to watch, but they're not. It's like not Star Trek, They try to. I
get what you're saying.
But
I get what you're saying, but I was never a really big Star Trek fan to begin with. The only one that I was really a big fan of was Next Generation with Patrick Stewart. Yeah. And then when I heard that they were doing the movies and stuff, I was like, okay, what's going to be different? And of course, different actors, different everything. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, this is something new, something different. And I actually enjoyed those films. I did. I know there was supposed to be a 4th one, but that got canceled.
Yeah. But, the TV shows, they're made by Bad Robot. They're basically all his cohorts that came under JJ. So and they've done kind of the same thing. I heard one of those newer seasons that came out. It's not one of the newer seasons supposed to be all right, but I don't want really all right with all that stuff. And there's a certain dryness with Star Trek that you can't. It's not really about the space adventure; it's more about the drama. So I won't get too deep into that. But I like both. I'm not one of these people that I hate this or I hate Star Trek or I like both. You know, I like both the original stuff. I like both, and I like the differences between both because there's a big difference. Because Star Trek is science fiction. You know, it's actual science fiction, and Star Wars is fantasy.
I can see that. Yes.
Yeah. So they're really two different genres. So you got to, and they've tried to blend both. They tried to blend fantasy and science fiction for the new Star Treks, and
they did.
It's not as interesting.
But Patrick Stewart was my Star Trek generation kind of deal. So
yeah, Justin.
Hell, it made sense. Said Next Generation.
Yeah. Keaton was
What's
the
up,
only good
Justin?
thing about the movie. Yeah, Keaton was the only good thing about the movie.
Oh, about the Flash, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I was down with Supergirl. That she was just I wanted more of her.
Underwhelmed,
and it was.
I thought her death was too easy. I thought they just
same here.
Yeah, I thought she didn't fight at all. Like he just stabs her with something which wouldn't really. I mean, if it's a Kryptonian weapon, then yeah, it probably could hurt her. But I don't think. But she just lays there and let them attach that one thing to her, and she's just as strong as they are, so she could have fought back even being stabbed.
Yeah,
she probably instantaneously heals even from. It just looked like some kind of metal blade. It didn't look like a crypt,
I know. That's why I was like, wait, what the? When it happened the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, that made no sense.
Yeah, it didn't look like kryptonite.
No, it didn't.
But maybe that's something. Maybe it's in the comic books. Maybe just Kryptonian metal or something may have that
something
effect.
like that. Yeah,
but it's not explained, so we don't know. But she just is killed easily. They just killed everybody really easy.
Yeah,
I mean, Batman went out with a little bit hurrah. He killed that big guy, but really the guy, I don't really know why he was hurt so bad. Because the guy, did he ever really hit him? I guess he threw him off of him, but he didn't really.
Yeah, I was about to say I didn't remember him getting that badly hurt.
Yeah. It's almost like they chalked it up to just him being old. Like he just he put out as much as he could.
Kind of wound. He had some kind of wound, like his chest was bleeding somewhere, but they never showed how it happened.
Oh, yeah, because he wouldn't take his helmet off.
I guess unless he got hit, if he would have gotten hit by that guy, he obviously would have had a crushed
sternum,
just whole chest plate. So, but yeah, it left a lot of what ifs and why fors. So
it definitely did. So for James Gunn to say it's the best one, you're a liar.
No, yeah, that was that irritates me because
like Dwayne Johnson. He did the same thing for Black Adam.
Yeah, but I'd always looked at James Gunn. He's always seemed like he's pretty straightforward with everybody, and when he says something's good or you're gonna like something, I normally do. So I'll go back to what I said. I don't see how you now being in charge, even though there was a new, there was a set release date, you just got put in this position however long ago. You sit down in a screening room and watch this movie. How in the world did you go, this is good? Just, put it out like this. I would have raised my hand and be like, are y'all done? Like, this is done?
Like, this looks like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a big kind of propaganda campaign. I'm just saying propaganda, not realistically. I'm just saying it because they had a lot of celebrities that kept coming out saying, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah,
people tweeting out, "Oh, this is the greatest movie ever," and I don't know.
Justin saying all to make people go to the theater. Yeah,
that's what it was. It's sad.
It is sad because, man, I believe the best hype was when you were a kid to go see. you know, because you didn't have the internet or anything like that. Yes, you had word of mouth, you know, but you had like Siskel and Ebert doing their whole 2 thumbs up or whatever. And especially when they would show the trailer, you know, you got excited. But of course, you still had to decide if you liked it or not when you did see the movie. But to me, it was more funner back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember. I remember getting so hyped up to see not Armageddon, Independence Day. I remember we got real hyped up, and when we seen it, we came out of it. We were all my friends were just buzzing. You know, it's just like all, you know, the big monologue speech that he gives at the end, you know, and everything. You know,
today we celebrate our Independence Day. Yeah.
But you know, those were just still in the very beginning of the big CG movies. That was like real early. That was like 96. Was it 95 or 6?
I think 97,
somewhere in there.
Yeah, might have been close to 97. I can't remember. Yeah, and it was just kind of still at the beginning of those, you know, Jurassic
that was like perfect practical and CGI.
Yeah.
No, there's too much CGI.
Yeah. Way too much.
There's so much they can't finish it before they put the movie out. So
apparently,
I hear rumors. I always hear rumors about it, but I believe they're using like, I don't know if Disney, maybe all of them, but some, you know, they're using basically these CG farms. Basically, I don't know if they're like Indian CG farms, you know, like these other countries have, and they're just like these big groups of CG just throwing crap together. I mean,
never heard about that.
I saw somewhere where a guy that works for a VFX company, he explained it fairly well. He's like, you know, these movies will come and they'll put a proposal. They say we've got like 2,000 scenes that need effects, and these people bid on it based on how many frames they have to do work on. But what they don't get told is how much is in each frame.
Oh yeah,
that needs to be fixed, because there's a big difference between we need to take out some wires versus you need an entire background and a deep fake face.
Oh yeah.
You know? And so all these companies are coming in and bidding it based on how many frames they have to work on, and they don't know how much work there is.
Oh yeah, like Jurassic Park, when they first tried to do their visual effects for that movie, they were thinking just full stop motion animation.
Yeah.
And then they got the idea of mixing like puppetry and, you know, CGI work and mix it together, and that did very well.
Yeah.
I feel like that shit looked better than this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, Lord of the Rings is a good example. If you go back and watch the appendices,
that's
how many models they made, miniature models and stuff, and different scale models. And I mean, you see the production on it, like, how in the hell did they make it for these budget? I mean, there's so many people involved and so many. And like really,
Sonic the Hedgehog looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shitty Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, before he's fixed.
Yeah. That's saying something, guys. That's saying something.
That is saying something. Wow. I can't believe we just compared DC's The Flash CGI to fucked up Sonic CGI.
Fucked up Sonic. I'm sorry, guys. I want to see fucked up Sonic movie now. I think it would actually be better.
I think it'd be funny as hell. Do it a slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is we're the people going seeing movies. We're the people for nostalgia. We're the ones seeing all these movies. The kids aren't going to seeing these movies very often.
No, they're trying to illegally stream it somehow.
Yeah.
They're too busy,
and then they
banging.
In that exact order.
Yeah.
I know, instead of Netflix and chill.
Stepping it up these days, y'all. Damn.
But we definitely hit our 2-hour mark.
No, it's just what interests us don't interest this younger generation. You know, they got their phones.
Nah.
And,
yeah.
Like that nostalgia area, like then the nostalgia era, like in the mid-aughts, the 2000, you know, like around when Iron Man came out, 2007, there for about a 10-year period, it was like my age is like, I guess I'd have been in early 30s. It was like kind of that perfect time to market to us because everybody was working. We went out and the economy was better. We went out and seen movies, but the kids
That's
now,
true.
you're starting to skip our generation to the point where it's irrelevant, and they're trying to market to these younger generations, but the younger generation don't want to see they're just not wanting to see the movies you're putting out anyways.
They don't have the time and money.
And they don't care about these franchises.
Yeah.
Just because they're not as connected. Because it's 30 years removed from the Transformers or something like that.
Right.
So that is true.
So it's just
well, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think we've hit 2 hours. Do you guys want to do a final y'all want to do like a 1 to 5 star? Just our final take.
Oh,
since this is
give her a final level.
Dedicated to the Flash.
I'll give it 3.5.
Yeah, I was saying about 3.
All right.
About 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think I'd have to sit at 3. Like the story was there somewhat, but I kept getting pulled out by the awful CGI.
I just feel like if they would have fixed that, it would have been a lot better.
It would have been a lot better. I would have had less complaints. And like I said, best part of the movie, dog falling in slow motion at the end credits. Best part of the movie.
It's almost like having a random Deadpool just join you.
Oh, God, it'd be great. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. Baby's screaming.
All right.
Yeah, same here. My phone's getting ready to die.
We'll see y'all next time.
Hopefully Sunday. Hopefully Sunday.
Keep an eye on the socials, everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, see y'all. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.